And we're coming to you live for the Built Forward Tough Studio. Boomer Esiason and Greg Giannotti. It's Boomer and Gio on the Fan. Simulcast across the country on CBS Sports Network. And wherever you are in the free Odyssey app. Good Friday morning. A feel-good Friday indeed. What a day in New York sports. We go through lots of lulls throughout the sports calendar after the Super Bowl and in the middle of the summer and wondering what the hell's going on. And we're going to come in here and talk about what. Well, today, think about today, everything that is happening. The Knicks are home in a Game 6. Another opportunity to eliminate the defending champs in the Boston Celtics. We've got the first Subway Series game of the year at Yankee Stadium with Juan Soto returning. This place is going to be buzzing. There's no better place to be in sports than New York tonight, and hopefully we get our weekend kicked off right, at least with the Knicks. We know that one fan base is going to be happy in the Subway Series. I'm hoping it's the Mets. Good morning, Boomer. How are you?
Yeah, good morning, G. I am jacked up today. Today's a great Friday, and here's the thing. There are two guys that I think, as I surveyed the landscape of sports yesterday.
You're surveying landscapes?
I was surveying landscapes of sports yesterday because, you know, I'm a sports guy. That's what I do. I love sports. And there are two guys that really should be pissed off this morning. And it has to do with balls. One has mud on their balls, and the other one has another guy grabbing his balls.
Yeah.
And I know we talked about this yesterday, but the more I think about it, the more I watch Jaylen Brown do what he did to Josh Hart. That is. I want to say it. I wish I was on a podcast because I would say it. But since I'm on legal terrestrial radio, I can't say it. But, I mean, that is about as low as it gets. What Jaylen Brown did to Josh Hart yesterday. And then, of course, Scottie Scheffler ticked off because they didn't play lift, clean, and place in the first round of the PGA Championship yesterday. So as I was surveying the landscape of sports, yeah, it all came back to the same thing, balls.
Balls. Yeah, you know, we did talk about all the ball things that were going on because you had Jalen Brunson. He ended up hitting Jaylen Brown in the balls earlier. And then you had Jalen Brunson, when he fouled out, he got hit in the balls. And then you had the Jaylen Brown grab of Josh Hart, which I thought might have been, even though it wasn't the same guy, might have been a retaliation to the fact that he got hit in the balls earlier in the game. But this is a pure grab of the balls. And it's sort of, I mean, we talked about it yesterday, but like more and more people got into it yesterday for whatever reason. I guess they kind of zoomed in on the video, and then Josh Hart's wife came out and said something about it.
Well, of course, you know, Kevin Harlan was talking about it during the game.
Well, yeah, I know.
I mean, but it's just, I didn't realize that it was that egregious. I mean, like, I know, like, I've been hit there. It's not fun, but I've never been grabbed there. I mean, and that's exactly what Jaylen Brown did. Hey, Al, can you come in here for a second?
Oh, no.
What?
You're going to grab Al's balls?
No, I want him to try to grab my balls.
No.
And I want to show people what would happen in my reaction.
No, don't do that.
I have very weak bones. I have osteoporosis. You probably slap away, and then I'll get broken
I think
wrist.
osteoporosis is a whole made-up thing anyway, so I'm with Maha. So
osteoporosis is a made-up thing?
Yeah, so stop with that nonsense.
Wow, interesting. What a take. 888-808-1019. Do you believe in osteoporosis?
Right. All right. So listen, if you came in here and we were like playing hoops together, and he was defending me, and he did what Jaylen Brown did, I think I would have to haul off and punch him.
Let's get somebody from the Infinity Sports Network over there. They got like 15 people working on that show and 0 people working on ours.
Try that on Pat Boyle.
Yeah, is Pat Boyle still here? Pat Boyle be a guy.
Yeah, we'll get him in here.
Yeah. What about him? Is he too muscular, as Al would say, for you?
I mean, I can't. You know, the thing about it is, I don't know him well enough that if I, you know,
you can house him.
I don't want to house him.
You could do it.
Al, you throw Al around a little bit. It's a little funny.
Yeah, but Al's at this point, you don't want to do that. Al loves Fridays. He's in a good
plus,
mood.
Isn't Boyle doing like the California Cryo Bank?
I don't think he ended up doing that.
Oh, he didn't?
I don't think he did. But I don't think you're going to knock the sperm out of him.
Well,
I think you'll be okay.
I will tell you right now, if somebody did to me like what Jaylen Brown did to Josh, I swear to God, and the more you look at it, the more it just incenses me.
Yeah,
because that was it's so obvious what he was doing and why he did it. I want an answer. I want to know why are you grabbing another man's junk in the middle of a professional basketball game?
I would say,
what the hell's wrong with you?
This is a total.
I had all respect for him, but I mean, watching this yesterday, that just, man.
You know what? I would. The only thing I could say that he would say, because it's indefensible. Don't get me wrong.
It's indefensible. The only thing that I would say that he might have said is, hey, earlier in the game, your teammate deliberately took his fist when he was trying to get around me, and he smacked me in the nuts, so I had to retaliate in some way. That's the only thing I could say.
Hey, it's one thing hitting a guy down there. It's another thing grabbing and yanking it.
I agree. I definitely agree that there's a difference between a hit and a grab.
That is a full-on grab and yank.
Like you've seen or probably experienced in a locker room a ball tap from a buddy, which is the worst.
In high school.
Yeah, which is the worst. The ball tap, it's just it's painful, but it's like, okay, it's like one of those things. Quick ball tap. You go in there, you grab. Yeah, no, it's not good. So what you're saying this morning is that Josh Hart, by the way, is one of the good Knicks in Game 5. He played really well. Him and Mitchell Robinson were the only ones you can come out of that game. Like, those guys played well. You're telling me there should be an extra chip on the shoulder tonight from Josh Hart and the Knicks because Jaylen Brown was grabbing bags?
Yeah. I mean, it's totally
grabbing bags.
I mean, it is. Think about it. I don't know about the discussion yesterday around all of this. I know our discussion. But the more I look at it, the more I think about it, and the more I watch exactly what he did, I mean, that is completely uncalled for. Completely uncalled for.
Well,
I was thinking about I was so incensed yesterday that I thought maybe the NBA would do something about it, but those freaking spineless creatures that work over there aren't going to do anything.
Unless it's Draymond Green. Here's Pat Boyle, by the way. Yeah. Pat just said, would you like me to grab your balls?
You want to try to grab my balls?
Yeah, so here we go.
If you try to grab my balls, I'll throw you through that wall.
This is not how I envision my Friday morning going.
Right, I know. Well,
welcome to Boomer and Geo, Pat. So what Boomer would like is for you to attempt to grab his nutsack, and then he's going to show you what would happen if he were Josh Hart and you were Jaylen Brown. You ready?
Now,
sure, let's
wait, hold on. I mean, just make sure that you're okay with my reactions, because I cannot control my reactions if you go anywhere near there.
All right, so just give it a shot.
Give it
a shot. You're a muscular man. You're a young man. You can handle this.
So let's see how are they doing this, right?
All right, so it was basically right. So Boomer is backing into Pat Boyle. Pat is behind him playing the role of Jaylen Brown. And Pat is going to reach for Boomer's nutsack. Oh! And then Boomer's throwing him against the wall. And he's throwing him in the wall. And the studio is breaking. The studio is breaking. And Pat is getting housed. Housed in the studio this morning. Oh, my goodness. And I believe that there is a broken wall in the back there. We have separated the wall. Stephen Waldron, CBS, and he shattered the picture of him and Gunner.
God!
Oh, that's terrible. See what happens when anger gets in the way. So we've got a separated studio here, and we got to get the Gunner thing. It's all your fault, Pat, for trying to grab Boomer's nuts. How do you feel now that you've done this and you've broken the studio?
I feel good. I know it was to prove a point. I know Boomer's sending a message to Josh Hart and the rest of the Knicks.
Damn right, I'm
we got to
sending a
respond
message.
tonight. So
what's the first thing you said to me when you saw me?
I said, you want me to grab your balls? Oh, I said Knicks better finish this effing thing out.
Exactly. And this is why.
Yeah, right. Extra motivation.
Have you ever had anybody grab your balls in a sporting event?
I have.
Really?
Yes.
Grab and squeeze?
I was a goalie in high school soccer, and I've had people try to do that to me when you're lined up for a corner kick. I've also put my thumb in people's tushes.
You what?
Dude, so you got to get, sometimes you got to get down and dirty.
What? You stuck your thumb in somebody's
ass?
Well, I got my goalie glove on, but yeah. Right in there, oil check. That's what we used to call it.
Used to call it an oil check?
Because they would I'm the goalie. They're getting ready to take the corner. There would be people that were lining up on me. They're trying to grab me. You just, bang, jam your thumb right in their ass.
Are you still?
There's no way to get somebody off you quicker than do that. I promise you.
When was the last time you oil checked a guy?
High school.
Okay, all right. So this is not something that you're continuing to do.
Did you play in college? Did you play in college?
I continued after that.
Did you play soccer in college or no?
No, baseball.
Baseball. Did you ever stick your finger up somebody's butt in baseball?
Nope. Only my girlfriend.
Oh, come on. All right, get out of here. See you later.
Have a good weekend.
Appreciate it, Pat. Thank you.
Yeah, that was, unfortunately, that didn't make it to the air, Pat.
Oh, good. Thank God.
That didn't make it to the air. But the rest of it did. Studio's
Good to know
broken.
that he's got a girlfriend, though.
Yeah. Well, I
that's
mean, look
why-
at him. Look at what that's a man right there.
Yeah,
It's
but
just-
maybe he's not going to California. Kyle Brandt.
Cryobank.
Because of her.
The studio's broken. By the way, the wall is pushed back there. See
It was?
Yeah, see,
I told you I wasn't messing around.
Oh, that's not real brick?
You try to rip something off of me like that, and there's no way you're getting up.
Well, that was intense, man. I
So I'm
believe
telling
Al
you,
filmed
This is
it.
what the Knicks have got to bring, this intensity.
Yeah, they need to break studios and break frames and all that stuff. Yeah, there it is. See, CBS Sports Network. So it doesn't look that bad from that angle, but it is separated. Like the studio.
It actually looks now like the paint didn't get all the way into the corner, so that's like the real red brick behind it.
I'm more disgusted that I broke this frame.
Yeah, it's okay though. That's an easy fix, though. You know what I'm saying? Don't be upset
The thing
about it.
I'm most proud of is that.
No,
photo.
I know. It'll be okay. We'll get you another frame. Well, how big is it? Do we know the size of that?
Like a 9 by. What is that, Al? 8 by 11. What is this?
No, it looks like that cover is an 8x11. So it's an 8x11. What do you call that? The mount around it, but that's probably an 11 by 16
11 by 16
frame.
All right, have it fixed by Monday, will you? What? I mean, I don't ever ask you to do anything.
It's fair. There really isn't a lot of asks.
I mean, just go to your local like CVS and get yourself a frame.
I'm more of an Amazon guy. I don't like to go to stores, so it might take an extra day.
Yeah, you do it now.
If
Prime, one day
if you do it
delivery.
right now, and you hit buy now, it'll be there tomorrow.
It might even be there later today. Some of those, when you do early in the morning, it'll come by the evening.
Did
That's
you
how
ever reenact that photo all these years later?
Yes, we did. And by the way, Gunnar and Casper reenacted it too.
Oh, nice. I'd like to see that, actually.
I have it on my phone.
All right, nice. That is tremendous. Yes, and we're talking about the Sports Illustrated cover with Boomer and Gunnar. Unfortunately, the frame that it was in this morning got broken as Pat Boyle tried to grab Boomer's nutsack. Boomer wasn't having it as they were trying to reenact the Jaylen Brown, Josh Hart incident. From
I'm telling you, I'm just like, I
previous
woke
night.
up. I'm telling you, as surveying this landscape of sports yesterday,
Yeah.
this thing really annoyed me as the day went on, more and more and more.
Yeah. Listen, I'm with you.
I mean, what is this, a freak show or something? Like you're playing basketball, not grabbing somebody's junk.
Well, hopefully the intensity and anger that you have for this incident is what the Knicks are feeling, saying we have to think of this game as an elimination game for us as well, and we can't have this team be pushing us around, grabbing our junk, thinking that they have a chance in this series. Let's go out, let's beat them. And Jerry was not trolling yesterday. Jerry believes that the Knicks are going to win by double digits. And that
The
would
Knicks
be
don't win by double
that
digits.
would be the nice message to send tonight. Now it's be a hard thing to project because they haven't done that, as you said. But this has got to be big time celebration in the streets tonight. It has to be. It just
the
has to
hardest
be.
path to the championship, without question, for me anyway, is the Knicks. I mean, because of all the other injuries going on, and I know that Nikola Jokic showed up last night in a huge way. I'm watching him play, and I'm going, why can't Karl Anthony Towns do more of what he does?
It's a great question.
That guy is unbelievable. He is virtually unstoppable when he's within 3 or 4 feet of the paint.
I know, man. I mean, and this is why I'm so confused with Karl Anthony Towns. He just doesn't have that extra gear, that extra level that's consistent, and he doesn't play smart basketball.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, and doesn't mean that he can't get there, but, I mean, his majority of his career has been like this. It's interesting because, the Julius Randle that the Timberwolves got is the best version of Julius Randle. Like, we saw the best and the worst of Julius Randle.
But you want to know why, though? There's a reason why they're getting the best of Julius Randle. There's two reasons in my eyes.
Okay.
Number one, it's kind of like a rebound spot for him. He wants to win. He's always been a competitor. Nobody's ever questioned that. But he's also deferring to one of the best young players in basketball, in Anthony Edwards. It's Anthony Edwards' team. When he was here, it was Julius Randle's team.
And then Jalen Brunson came.
And then, right. And not that Julius, I'm sure his teammates loved him, but you remember at the end of games, he always had to have the ball in his hands. He always had to take the shot. And I appreciate it, respect it, and respected everything that Julius did here. He wasn't Carmelo Anthony here. I mean, he was a guy that busted his ass here. Unless he would loaf back on defense, and then that would really bother us. But I will say that it's a completely different set of circumstances. He's not in the New York spotlight. He's playing with one of the great young players in basketball. And, they have a good, solid team. They got a defined center. Like, he doesn't have to play the 5. He can play the 4. And they have a really good mix of players. And I think he's an older guy, more mature, a little bit of a wake-up call going to Minnesota, knows that the team is good because you have Anthony Edwards on it. And I just think he's a different type of player than when he was here. Like, he took it all on himself, which I could also respect and appreciate.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like he is exhaled out there and he's comfortable with his role and who he is. And I don't know if that could have happened here. Like, that's the conversation. Oh, what about the trade? I don't know if Julius Randle could be this Julius Randle here.
Exactly. Or would he want to be the Julius Randle that he is up in Minnesota here?
Right.
Yep. And there's he's like deferring a little bit, but he's still very, very much involved. He's still very much a leader on the team. He's still very much a physical specimen on the court, but he's just different. His mindset is different. Like, if the ball comes to me, I'll take the shot. If not, I'm getting it into Anthony Edwards' hands. That's the difference. Because when he was here, there was really nobody else's hands to get it to until Brunson got here.
Yeah, and if I'm Karl Anthony Towns, and we've talked about him being too nice and not having that extra level, if I'm Karl Anthony Towns tonight, I mean, he's just got to have that. He's got to find that extra gear. So they
were saying in Boston that Porzingis was having a hard time breathing in the second half. So this still could be an issue with Porzingis, but you can't get outplayed by Luke Cornett. You can't, and he did. And Luke Cornett had the monster game for him anyway in Game 5. I mean, you can't let that guy. I don't want to dismiss him. I mean, he's been in the league for a long time, and he's been an integral part of the depth of the Celtics that we've been talking about since this damn series started. But you can't have Luke Cornett owning Karl Anthony Towns when Karl Anthony Towns is the first string all-star center for the East.
One of the most talented guys in the league, and he's getting housed by this guy who's outworking him.
One game. That's all it is. It's one game. They've been going back and forth. Bad games, good games, bad games, good games. It's time for, not only Karl Anthony Towns, but OG's got to show up. And we got to see Jaylen that we saw in Game 4 where he was really, really good. And, that's what you want. Josh Hart's going to give you everything he's got every night. You know what you're getting with him. But and I know Mikal Bridges, had his moments in the Garden too, which you need the whole team to do what they do. But really for me, OG and Karl Anthony Towns are the two that, okay, let's get involved tonight.
Absolutely. Here we go. Friday, feel good. Knicks, Celtics, Mets, Yankees. We're here all morning long. Want to hear from you as the show goes on. We got Jerry Recco next. It's Boomer and Gio on the Fan and CBS Sports Network.